Hey, good evening and welcome back to Kingston, Oklahoma and the KMAC, the Kingston Multipurpose Activity Center here in Kingston High School as we get set for the Class 3A Area 3 Boys Championship game between the LINDSAY Leopards and the Marlow Outlaws. My name is Greg Peary. Glad you're here with us this evening for this one. This one is going to be a good one, just like the one we witnessed. Alongside me is Glenn Shoemake. And Glenn, the Marlow Lady Outlaws just could not get over the hump, and very good. The Kingston Lady Redskins team takes home the championship plaque for Class 3A Area 3 from a win of 54-47 over the Lady Outlaws, but that was a fun game to watch. And Glenn is not listening.
Yes, that
okay.
was. Yes.
He was watching the Outlaws warm up. He was engrossed.
Yes, I am.
There.
Yes, so. I am. I'm trying to check out their big guy.
Avery Payne.
He's been out a little bit, and looks like he's moving pretty well out there. So they said he's playing really well right now. But no, that was an exciting finish. Marlow got up in a hurry. Then Kingston got up in a hurry. Then Marlow went on a 22-3 run and was up 22-10 at one point, and then Kingston fought their way back and ended up winning it. Quapaw was in foul trouble. Their best player, Kingston's best player, that probably had a little bit to do with it. But let's talk about this boys game.
Yeah, there you go. Let's get to the boys game. This is the third time these two teams have met this season. Marlow comes in 21-4 on the season, ranks number 7 in the state of Class 3A. But if you're a Leopard fan, you like to say the fact that 2 of those 4 losses in the loss column for the Outlaws have come at the hands of the LINDSAY Leopards. And so that if you really want to know the truth, I'm worried about this game. 2 reasons, Glenn, you and I have already talked about. Beating a team 3 times in a row is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Secondly, the motivation on this Marlow team has to be off the charts in the fact that this is a regional championship. So that is on the line. The fact that you're going to try to avenge 2 losses to this team on the line, their motivation is way off the chart. And if you're the Leopards, the games haven't been blowouts. They've been very close ball games.
Yeah, I think 2 points and 6 points.
So there's not this, well, we've blown them out twice and it's going to happen again. Right. So I don't think you're going to get any overconfidence from the Leopards. I just hope they're ready for the intensity that Marlow's going to bring tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an intense battle, and whoever comes out, I think, with the most energy and the most focus is the one that's going to win this game. Just ask Valiant, who went down. Valiant, who beat Atoka by 21 in the district just a week ago, and had beat them by 26 in the regular season. And then Atoka comes back all fired up, and I mean they were fired up, and they come out and beat Valiant, knocked Valiant out of the playoffs. And so big win there for Atoka, but that's the deal with playing a team 3 times. Valiant had handled them quite easily twice and had 2 wins, and then you go play them a 3rd time and it's the other way around. So it takes an incredible amount of intestinal fortitude, energy, and focus to overcome that 3-game jinx.
Well, let's hit the Leopards can make it 3 in a row and punch their ticket to the area finals coming up on Friday night. Again, they've already guaranteed themselves in the area tournament next week, along with the LINDSAY Leopardettes. In case you missed the game earlier today, the Leopardettes came away with a big win over Davis. 40-17, held Davis completely scoreless in the 4th quarter and only allowed 4 points in the 3rd, but a very defensive game for the Leopardettes today. A 23-point win over Davis, and that was a 3rd straight win. So if that sets the precedence, then we should expect the Leopards to win tonight. But the Leopardettes will play at 1:30 in Ada in the first round of the area tournament, and it appears they are going to play Eufaula. Eufaula was defeated by Idabel tonight. So Eufaula and LINDSAY, 1:30 in Ada. The Marlow Lady Outlaws, who had just lost this game, will take on Roland. That game will be at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. And then Idabel and Kingston will play in the championship game on Friday night. But again, this is that game that Glenn, you win this one, and that puts you in the area finals because you go to area on a Friday night game and win that one, you're in the state tournament.
Right.
And so it's literally, you look at this, you're 2 wins away from state in this position, and I think the Leopards have got a great chance here.
Yeah, but you know, as the great actor Gene Hackman said, in tournament play, the adage is you take one game at a time, and that's what the Leopards have to do, is not look forward, and kind of like the Leopardettes did, just look at the present and focus on what you're doing, and don't focus on what it means. You know, one game away from state, regional championship, all that stuff. That's when the moment becomes too big for you. But just focus on what we do. We beat them twice. We're good enough to beat them again if we do what we do best and at a high level. And so that's what the mindset's got to be going into this game.
Well, we back up to Thursday night. The Leopards, a 57-48 win over Valiant that got knocked out of the playoffs today. Got 29 points from Ryan Kennedy, who made a living at the free throw line in that game. And Mitchell Henson had 12 in the game as well to be in double figures. Got 8 from Caleb Ince in the game. But you go back and look at the previous two matchups of these two teams. And the first one was back on the 6th of December. It was the third game of the season. And the Leopards pulled off a 2-point win in that ball game. Had 17 from Kennedy, had 12 from Jaden Watts. And Avery Payne, their big guy, ended up with 13 in the game, had 10 of those in the second half, and had 8 of those 10 in the third quarter, as a matter of fact. But then you go to the last game they played, and they held Avery Payne to 9 points, and he had 9 points, had 7 of those in the fourth quarter, and fouled out with 4:46 to go. So I think that bodes well for the Leopards. They won that game by 8. It was actually 53-45 in that game. But again, this is going to come down to the two big guys. You've got Avery Payne versus Ryan Kennedy. Who manages to stay out of foul trouble and be able to get points scored on the other one? And then if those two neutralize each other, who's left?
Yeah, and Marlow's got a couple of big prospects in that area with the Harris boys. The Harris boys are unbelievable, really good players. They're young, but those Blade and Caden's the other one, and Blade and Caden can ball, and they're going to be tough.
Well, and Parker Boyles, that second half of that game that we played back on January 27th, had 16 points in the second half. So he kind of took the team on his shoulders at that point. The sophomore finishes with 18 in the ball game. So again, you go back and look at what they did against Tishomingo in their regional game, 48-43. They win that game. Payne had 20, Caden Harris had 9, and Parker Boyles had 8. Then you go back to their district game against Davis, and Blade Harris had 17, Avery Payne had 16, Parker Boyles had 11, and Caden Harris had 10. And just about every time you go back and look at their leading scorers every game, that's the problem, is they spread it. Every one of them can be in double figures every game. So, yes, we focus on the matchup between Ryan Kennedy and Avery Payne, but you got to go look at that matchup and who's going to be taking Parker Boyles, who's going to have Blade Harris, who's going to have Caden Harris, and vice versa. Who are they going to have on the other end? So. Right,
and, that's where team defense comes in. That's where you say defense. Our defense has been stellar all year as a team, and you help each other out, and you play great team defense, and that's how you neutralize a team. Everybody is their best player, and that's how the Leopards play defense. They don't back off of any one player. They're out there pressuring every player. They're helping on every player and every play, and that's what has been their, the backbone of who they are this season, has been that really good defense. And you look at their losses. In their losses, they didn't play good defense. And they'll be the first to tell you, Coach Davidson will be the first to tell you, we went through a spell where we decided we didn't need to play very good defense for whatever reason. And it really it cost them some games, and they got some L's on the record. But when they figured that out, and put it back together. They're as good as any team right now, and they're playing as well as they have played all year. So this ought to be a really fun matchup. I'm with you that as a coach, that third game jinx just always scares me. You know, it's not like you can't win that game, but you better bring everything you got and throw it out there on the floor, because if you don't, then you may be going to the consolation bracket.
Consolation bracket on the Thursday night instead of a championship game on the Friday night.
Right.
Let's take a break here in our pregame, and before we go any further, say a thank you to all of our sponsors for Lindsay Leopard basketball. And of course, they include the First National Bank of Lindsay, Abiding Home Health Care, American Exchange Bank, Calvary Baptist Church, the City of Lindsay, Clements Insurance, Design It, Aaron Springs Baptist Church, the First Baptist Church of Lindsay, Grant and Katie Johnson, CPA, Hassler Hot Oil Service, Hot Mess Coffee Company, and Java House Realty, Jerry Tucker Roustabouts, Legacy Roofing and Construction. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by the Lindsay Church of Christ, Lindsay Municipal Hospital, Meat Locker Barbecue, Pass Coalition, Physical Therapy Central, Rural Electric Cooperative, S&H Tank Service, Sharon's Beauty Shop, the Shopper News Note, Sooner Valve Repair, South Central Medical Center, Streamline Oil and Gas, Tailor Made Creations, the United Methodist Church, and Winans Funeral Home. We're going to send it over to JD, the engineer Scruggs. Timeout here, and we will be back with more pregame from Kingston right after these messages on KBLP Live.
Sharon's Beauty Salon would like to wish the Leopards and Leopardettes good luck this basketball season. And go KK!
Sooner Valve Repair in Lindsay would like to wish the Lindsay Leopards and Leopardettes all the best during this season. When in need of a valve repair, come by Sooner Valve Repair at 106 Southwest 9th Street in Lindsay, Oklahoma, or call 405-756-1599. Good luck, Leopards, from Sooner Valve Repair in Lindsay.
The Shopper News Note isn't just another paper. The Shopper News Note is a weekly publication that arrives in your mailbox every Wednesday for free. The Shopper offers free Shopper Topper advertisements, as well as news notes and classifieds. And everyone at the Shopper wishes the Lindsay Leopards good luck this season. Go Leopards!
S&H Tank Service is your choice for Lindsay owned and operated vacuum truck service. S&H Tank Service's fleet is equipped with transports, bobtails, pump and kill trucks rated up to 10,000 psi, plus hot oil units, rock trailers, frac tanks, mud and shell haul-off pits, and soil farming. As Lindsay High School graduates, S&H is proud to support Lindsay schools and all of their student activities. S&H Tank Service would like to wish the Leopards and Leopardettes the best of luck in everything they do. Give S&H a call anytime, 24/7 at 405-756-3121. That's 405-756-3121. And remember, your phone starts our trucks. That's S&H Tank Service of Lindsay. Dr. Mike Beckman and all of his staff at 301 South Main Street in Lindsay would like to wish the Lindsay High School football team good luck this season. To schedule your next eye exam, call Dr. Beckman's office at 405-756-4414. Operating hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 8:30 to noon on Friday. Call 405-756-4414 or stop by at 301 South Main in Lindsay. Go Leopards from everybody at Dr. Mike Beckman's office.
We're back here at Kingston. Greg Peary, Glenn Shoemake alongside J.D. Scruggs, Andrew Lyon over on the camera tonight. Glad to have Andrew back. I tried to get him to trade places with Glenn. Glenn said he didn't spell camera, let alone know how to run one.
Yeah, that's too technical for me. I don't know.
We'll catch up on a couple of other scores here. The Washington Lady Warriors are up by 10 over Kip out of Tulsa, 54-44 with a couple of minutes left in the game at last report. Purcell actually loses to Silo tonight in their regional championship game, so the Lady Dragons will move to the consolation bracket. Silo picks up the win there. We're just about ready to get this one underway, and again, the Leopards, for the third time, will take on the Marlow Outlaws, where I guess you could say this counts more than any of it. This is a regional championship on the line here. forgot his spiel he has to put before every lineup.
Yeah.
This is one step closer to Oklahoma City, the big house, and the gold ball.
Yeah.
The Leopards will be the visiting team on the scoreboard, so they will be introduced first. So we'll go with that same way and get you the starting lineups for the Lindsay Leopards. At guard will be a 5'10 senior, number 1, that is Mitchell Henson. At forward, a 6'6 senior, number 3, Ryan Kennedy. At guard, a 5'7 senior, number 10, Ty Ferguson. At forward, a 6-foot-tall senior, number 23, Caleb Ince. And at guard, a 6-foot-tall senior, number 33, Jaden Watts. The head coach for the Lindsay Leopards is David Davidson. He's assisted by Joe Foster and Will Kaufman. The Leopards 20, are they 20-5? 21-5.
21-5.
I forgot to update my numbers here. Last ranked number 10 in the state in Class 3A. For the home Marlow Outlaws that will be in their home whites with the blue letters, they'll start this way. At guard, a 5'10 sophomore, number 10, Blade Harris. And also at guard, a 5'10 sophomore, number 11, Caden Harris. Number 12 is the big guy in the middle. Number 12 is a 6'5 senior, Avery Payne. At forward, number 23, a 6-foot-tall junior, Mason Holding. And rounding out the starting 5 is a 6'2 sophomore, number 33, Parker Boyles. The head coach for the Outlaws, Kirk Harris. He's assisted by Matt Weber and Brock Harris. The Outlaws 21-4 coming into this game. Last ranked number 7 in the state in Class 3A.
Yeah, a top 10 matchup right here in the regional finals, and really put yourself with a win right here. Put yourself in a great position, but playoffs are always fun. You can just go and play this regional final, let it all hang out, know you're still going to get a play next week.
Kennedy controls the tip into the backcourt, and Jaden Harris flips it over to Henson to get started.
Jaden Watts.
You
You already got Harris on the brain.
Oh, I do.
They're in a 2-3 zone, 3-2 zone.
3-2 zone here.
Yeah.
Ince sends it up to Ferguson. The lob inside, way off the mark. Leopards start with a turnover. Henson picks up Caden. Gets it over to Blade. Avery into the lane. Tough shot, but he got the roll. Avery Payne starts it off. The Outlaws up 2-0.
Yeah, again, strong hand drive right there. You can't let them have strong hand drives to start the game, go right to the rim. That's going to have to get a little more concentration than that on defense.
Ince stands with it, top of the key. Sends right side to Henson. Looked at Kennedy, short corner, pulls it back. Now he'll drive down. Kennedy takes it there, sends it all the way back over to Ince. Quickly to Henson, baseline. Ferguson drives down. The floater, short. Rebound up, and Payne loses it, and I think we're going to get a foul on the Leopards as Payne pulled it down, and Caleb Ince picks up the first foul of the game.
Yeah, good drive right there from Ty Ferguson. Just couldn't get the floater to fall.
Blade brings it across. Looking for Boyles on that right wing. He'll come to Payne out top of the key instead. And again, looks like he wants to drive. He'll give it up for Caden. Caden Harris works left. Back over to Payne on the wing. Payne into the lanes. Spin move. Backside help from Ferguson. And everybody backed off and left him alone, but he blew the bunny. Kennedy comes away with the miss. Ahead to Ince in transition. He'll pull it back out. Henson out between the circles to direct traffic here.
Yeah, and they've got their big guys up top, and they've got Blade and Caden Harris, their guards, down there low on this 3-2. So
yeah, they ought to be able to get Kennedy, you'd think. Henson up top for 3, no, off the back iron, and Avery Payne picks up the rebound.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make Avery Payne run that point down to the block quite a bit tonight.
Inside, Blade Harris misses a shot, rebound loose. Henson comes away with it. He'll race the other way. 3-on-1 break. The floater in the lane for Mitchell Henson, up and good. Nice transition basket from the Leopards. Ties the game at 2. 5:25 left here in the first as Blade Harris sends it over to Caden. Left side, holding. Avery.
Uh-oh.
Over there for Boyles for 3. That doesn't drop. Nice block out and rebound for Caleb Ince. Ferguson back to Henson, top of the key. Watts left wing. Back up to Henson. Back to Ferguson. They play catch across the top of this 3-2 zone. Now to Kennedy out on the right side, baseline. Back to Ferguson. 3 ball on the way from Ty, up and good. Ty Ferguson for 3.
Ty is, I think, shooting, if not 100%, really close to 100% on his first 3-point attempt. So he's going to make that first one, I promise you.
And we've got a timeout call by Coach Kirk Harris. Didn't like the way the offense was setting up there. 4:33 left. We'll take a timeout. Come back to Kingston after these messages here on your sports leader, KBLP Live.
Hey there, this is Trace Adams with Hassler Hot Oil Service. We are family owned and operated with over 25 years experience. I am a 4th generation Lindsay Leopard, and we proudly support Lindsay Leopards and Leopardettes athletically and academically in all their endeavors. Call my dad, Greg Adams, at 405-756-6075 for all of your hot oiler needs. Again, that's 405-756-6075. Go, Lindsay!
4:33 left to go here in the first quarter. 5-2, Leopards up by 3. Outlaw basketball out of the timeout. Blade Harris will walk it across. Sends it to Caden Harris, right wing. Up top, Payne. Left side, Holding. Sends it down to Caden, down the baseline. Cut off on the drive, back out to Holding. Up top, Blade. Right side, Payne. Looks to penetrate, gets to the free throw line. Cut off there by Ferguson. Holding gets it back. Back over to Caden, right wing. Back to Payne. Back to Caden. Holding on the right wing, looking for Payne underneath. Now they'll get it to him. He'll have to just step out. Can't go inside with it. He looks to try to take Ince one-on-one, and Ince bumps him. No whistles. They'll get it over to Blade, and Blade will drop in the long 3. Ties the game at 5. 3:35 left here in the first. It's all tied at 5. Ince back to Henson, top of the key. Ferguson back to Henson, back to Ince. Henson inside. Watts from the right elbow, up and good. Off balance shot for Jaden Watts, but he drained it.
Yeah, kind of a double clutch too on the turnaround. So good shot there from Jaden Watts.
Leopards back up by 2. Caden Harris with the basketball. Gets the screen from Payne. Over to Boyles. Back over to Blade. Caden top of the key. Payne baseline. Looks to back down Jaden Watts. Turnaround jumper up and good for Avery Payne.
Tough shot.
Pretty good defense right there. Just a better shot.
Yep.
Watts left side. Back to Henson. Ferguson right wing. Back up top. Ince to the elbow. Kennedy right corner 3. He's off the back side of the rim. Holding pulls it down for the Outlaws. And now Payne will bring it across the timeline. Picked up by Kennedy. Now he'll give it off for Blade Harris. Back to Payne. Inside, Boyles. Wanted to turn around on Ferguson. Puts it up the left hand, and it's good for Parker Boyles.
That's a tough shot, too. They're making some tough shots here in the first quarter.
Puts Marlow back up by 2, 9-7. We've got 2:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Henson between the rings. Back to Ferguson, right wing. Henson's going to try the straightaway 3, and it's up and good for Mitchell Henson. Leopards back up by 1, 10-9.
Yeah, that's how you answer right there.
Blade Harris on the handle, over to Caden. He'll work right. Blade circles around. Finally, Payne says, go this way, and he'll send it over to Holding instead. Holding. And Henson will pick up the foul, reaching around on Mason Holding. Mitchell's first is the team's second. In the game for the Leopards, number 24, Andon Register, the 6'3 senior, and that'll get Jaden Watts a chance to sit. In for the Outlaws, number 34, Hudson Morgan, the 6'1 freshman. And number 5, Zach Long, the 5'8 sophomore. Blade Harris on the handle. Looking inside at Payne. He's got the size advantage on Ty Ferguson. Again, the turnaround jumper is up and good for Avery Payne. Marlow back up by 1, 11-10.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Ty got switched over on Avery Payne, but let's not do that again.
Let's not do that again.
Let's don't do that.
Ferguson to Henson straight away. Gets around Payne. It's all kinds of contact, and they're going to call it travel. Of everything I thought you could call there, I wouldn't think travel would be one of them, but that'll be the second turnover on the Leopards. Under a minute to go now. Marlow with the ball in a 1-point lead. Blade Harris on the handle. He'll give it off to Morgan. Morgan steps out beyond the line. He'll hand it back to Blade. Marlow may be looking for a final shot here. Blade gets inside and tried to reach around Kennedy. Blew the layup. Kennedy races the other way. Does a good job of getting that jump stop down. Kennedy wanting a foul there on a run-by slap that he didn't get called. But 20 seconds left. Now the Leopards will look for a final shot. See if they can take the lead going into the second quarter. Henson, left side Ince. Ince penetrates, gives it to Kennedy left side. Got around Morgan, put it up and in. Ryan Kennedy with his first basket of the game gives the Leopards a 1-point lead headed to the second quarter. Lindsay 12, Marlow 11, and we'll be back for more from Kingston right after this on KBLP Live.
At Rural Electric Cooperative, we're committed to providing electric power and opportunity to the many areas our members call home. That includes supporting youth programs that teach life skills and build character. With REC, you're more than a customer, you're a member owner. And that's why we're always working hard to provide you with the most dependable electric power possible. As a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, REC is dedicated to providing the best service possible and supporting the communities in our service area.
Get your game day, or any day, off to a great start with Hot Mess Coffee at 213 South Main in Lindsay. Hot Mess Coffee Co. offers coffees, lattes, teas, and other tasty beverages, plus great food, too. Good luck to the Lindsay Leopards from Hot Mess Coffee Co. and Java House Realty at 213 South Main in Lindsay.
With Oklahoma's weather being unpredictable, you need a trusted roofing company. At Legacy Roofing and Construction, we are proud to serve Lindsay, Oklahoma, and the surrounding areas. Call Legacy Roofing and Construction for a free estimate at 405-756-8855 or visit our website at legacy-roofing.com.
Marlow basketball out of the timeout. Payne has it top of the key. Looks at Kennedy, takes him down. A little push off from Avery. Missed the shot, though. And Bryson Harris, who's checked into the game for the Leopards. Bryson Watts, excuse me. And they lob down to Kennedy and out of bounds. Leopards turn it over. I've got Harris on the brain with the two Harris boys. And my apologies. I can't seem to get that out of my head. Bryson Watts, who's in the game for the Leopards, the 6-foot junior. Blade Harris on the handle. Caden Harris right wing. Up top for Payne. And then holding. Cut in about the time Payne decided to pass to him. That'll be turnover number 2 on the Outlaws.
Yeah, it looks like they're staying in that 3-2 zone, I tell you.
We need to work it down to Kennedy down there. He'll have an advantage.
You got to get it to the corner to do that, and they're just not. They're setting up in a 1-3-1 trying to get it to the high post, which is not a bad idea. But
which they did right there, and all kinds of fouling going on. Finally, we get a whistle. And they'll call it on number 11, Caden Harris, his first. That's the first foul on the Outlaws. They did. They got it in there to register, but the minute he did, 3 white shirts collapsed on him, and he couldn't get it anywhere else. So Ince on his own baseline to inbound. Looking, now he'll get it to Henson right wing. He'll pull it back up to set the offense. Ince right wing up top to Henson. Back to Ince. Right elbow, back up top, Henson for three, missed it, holding. Actually, that is Boyles down with the rebound, races the other way, Henson shuts him down. Up top, Blade Harris, Ince with the defense, back left side, holding. Spin move against Register, gets it to Caden Harris. His three from the right wing is off the mark, out of bounds, and they're going to say off of Blade Harris. It'll be Leopard basketball.
Yeah, Caden Harris can make those. Both those Harris boys can shoot from anywhere. So fortunate that one skipped across and we end up with it.
Leopards with the ball in a 1-point lead as we approach 6:15 left to go here in the half. Kennedy on the baseline, double team, puts up a tough shot that won't go. Register fighting for the rebound, will get fouled.
Call it on 12. Call it on 12.
Nope. Call it on 11. Caden Harris is second. He's got both of the team fouls for the Outlaws. And that will get Hudson Morgan off the bench for the Outlaws. Caden will sit with those two fouls. Kennedy the inbound on the baseline this time. And looks like we're going to have another sub in for the Leopards. Jaden Watts, Ty Ferguson will both return to the game. And Henson and Ince will sit. Now Kennedy will inbound. Register out in the corner. Up top, Jaden. Left side, Bryson. Ferguson left wing. Work it back up top to Jaden. Back to Bryson, back to Jaden. Bryson over to Ferguson. Bryson straight away three, just skips across. And rebound from Holding. He'll give it up for Blade Harris to bring it up across the timeline.
Yeah, the defense has been stellar so far. We need to keep that up.
The backdoor cut, and thought Kennedy had a chance at that one, but Payne lays it in. 13-12, Outlaws by one. Again, just quickly passing it across the top of this zone. I think really the only guy you're working is Andon Register. Now out in the right corner, Kennedy for three, will not drop, but Bryson Watts right there with the rebound and the putback. 14-13, Leopards by one as we're 3 minutes into this second quarter. Give it up to Morgan, top of the key. And nearly threw that one out of bounds. Good hustle there for Parker Boyles to come up with it. Holding looks to spin on Bryson out to Blade Harris. Cut off on his drive. Back out to Holding for three, and it rattles out. And rebound is tipped. And Andon Register comes up with it and then gets pushed, and we'll get a foul on the Outlaws. And that'll go on Hudson Morgan. That's his first and the team's third.
Great hustle there from Andon Register. I tell you what, he is just one of those natural rebounders. He's just got a nose for the ball.
The Leopards again will play catch across this 3-2 zone. Jaden, Bryson, Ferguson looking for any kind of an opening. And really until the Leopards start draining that three out there, they're probably not going to go out and cover him very hard. Kennedy double team, ball knocked loose, gets it back. Bryson. Jaden to Bryson. Bryson's shot's too strong, and the rebound will be pulled in by Morgan. So Marlow with the ball, 3:50 left in the first half. They trail by one. Payne looks to drive in. Kennedy shut him down. Back up top to Blade Harris. Blade, Ferguson on the defense. Now Register picks him up on the switch, Holding left wing. Skip it all the way to Boyles right wing. Jaden covers him, drives into the lane, sends it out to Blade Harris for three. That's off the mark. Bryson Watts, the backside rebound.
Neither team is 0 for 3 for Marlow Outlaws from three-point range this quarter. The Leopards 0 for 4.
Register in the lane, sends it out to Jaden for a three that's off the backside. A good hustle from Register, but they're going to say he was the last to touch it out of bounds. Fourth turnover on the Leopards. Back in the game is Zach Long for the Outlaws. Register will also sit as Mitchell Henson returns for the Leopards, along with Caleb Ince. Blade Harris will walk it across. Goes to Long on the right wing. Back up top to Boyles. Boyles looks to penetrate. Good defense there. I thought Jaden Harris had him shut down, but Boyles able to get it in.
And Boyles is left-handed. It took us a while last game to figure that out, but Boyles is left-handed. You got to drive him right.
15-14 Outlaws, 2.5 left to go before halftime. Ince left side underneath. Kennedy double team, sends it back over, and we're going to get another reach-in foul. And they're going to get that one on Hudson Morgan, his second. Team's fourth, so no free throws for the Leopards yet. Henson on the baseline to bring it in. Lob for Kennedy, right back out to Henson. Left corner three for Mitchell on the way. Back iron no good. Jaden Watts the miss. His shot's blocked by Payne. And Blade Harris comes away with that one. Races the other way, sends it to Morgan. Back out to Payne, top of the key. Back inside to Morgan. Ince tips the pass intended for Boyles. Boyles gets it anyway. Back under to Morgan. Back up top. Blade Harris for three, and it drops.
You can't give him that many looks. He's now 2 for 3 out there.
Biggest lead of the game at 4, 18-14 Outlaws. We got a minute 50 left to go.